Hey friend, welcome to my channel. My name is Jordan if you are new here, and I am a stay-at-home mama of 3 boys who are 5 and under. If you enjoy videos about homemaking, homeschooling, and faith, this might be a good place for you. Well, usually one of the big things that I love to share on here is about slow living because it's a journey that I've been on lately, but I will say the last week or so I have been really struggling with this because we have a pretty big change that I will talk about later on this video. But for now, I'll just show you our morning routine and what we did this day. My 2-year-old was the first one awake, so I decided to pull out this busy book while he waited for me to prepare his breakfast and keep his hands busy and hopefully keep him kind of quieter so that his brothers could sleep a little longer. Good morning. Good morning. I just want to eat you. Full transparency, lately I have not been the mom that I want to be, the mom that I plan to be and hope to be. Truthfully, I would love to give you a formula of things that I did in motherhood that made homeschooling and homemaking so much easier, but today I am just showing up where I'm at, and that is that I'm having a hard time. And so I'm hoping that I can just be a friend that can just live in the mess with you, or if you don't have any mess, maybe I can be a little sister to you and you can encourage me.
For too long, I don't know what else to do. I wanna get away from every little thing just to try to make it through. I've been thinking about my options, every detail in my head, but it doesn't really matter, nothing matters, so I cry instead.
My breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left. Joey, try again.
I don't want cream cheese.
You said you wanted cream cheese, baby.
No.
Okay, well, you can have this or nothing.
I want no cream cheese.
Okay.
Yes, but what we want now?
I really hope that this video turns out well because I feel really scatterbrained right now. I feel like I'm going one task to the next and not really staying focused. Yeah. It's way too loud in there to try to talk and form sentences. I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna get to be able to share everything that I want to share. We have some big news. I've been waiting until everything was official for this to be shared on here. In my previous videos, I shared that we have been in a long season of waiting. My husband found out that his company was going to be shutting down because they got bought out and they were moving things, yada, yada, yada. This happened to us with another company that he worked for before this one. I realized as I was editing this that I never actually shared the big news because I was so scatterbrained. So the big news is we are moving to Virginia. I feel like I'm giving way too much information, a very long-winded answer. We just really wanted to be in a place that was a lot quieter, more beautiful with cooler weather. And so this was everything that we really wanted, and we're really excited. Staying consistent with our read aloud time and circle time is something that I'm going to try my best to do, because with all of the changes of the move coming, I really want the boys to feel like they have something to anchor to, and that time with mom that they can count on no matter where we are, if we're in a rental or if we're at someone else's house, that they can rely on those two things. I'm not sure if I've talked about this on here. I know I've talked to my sister about this, but one of the hardest things I think in motherhood for me has always been the need to learn how to pivot. Like, you're working on something, you're doing one thing, something happens, and you just have to adjust. You can't get frustrated. I mean, I get frustrated all the time, but I'm trying not to. But learning how to just do the next thing, like just keep going, doing the next thing, and being okay with those interruptions, because when I get frustrated about those interruptions, I add to that chaos and it ends up turning out worse. And I'm saying all this because I'm struggling with this, like, literally right now. I was reading a story and my son is putting little cutout pictures from his busy book into my coffee and making a mess. And then earlier I was talking on here and he came outside and he had a poop. And I'm pretty sure my youngest has a poop right now. Yeah, it's a season and it's just part of it. Right, bub?
Right.
What are you drawing?
I'm drawing what it looks like, but it's not done yet.
What is it?
It's called it's going to be called a helicopter airplane.
Another thing that I wanted to say was that it's been a lot harder for me to hear God. I feel like I've been on my phone a lot more, been really distracted. I just really want to hear his voice. When I had less phone time and I was really focused on the kids and just really present, I was hearing God's voice a lot more. And so the more noise that I have, the harder it is for me to hear him. And then I realize that I miss it. I feel like that's taught me that there really isn't anything else that I want more than to hear his voice, to hear what's on his heart, whether that's to pray for someone else or him just speaking truth and love over me and my family. And I think the more that I get to know him, the more that I realize that I can't do anything without him, nothing of value at least, that I could be given all of the things that I want or something. Like, I could be given all the riches and pleasures of the world, but if I didn't have him, it would be completely meaningless. Like, even this big move that we're doing, that we're about to move to Virginia, the place that I've really wanted to go there and I'm so excited to go. But if he's not in it, if he didn't come with me, if God wasn't in it and I couldn't hear him, if he wasn't there, it'd be meaningless. It would be horrible. Like, I would be miserable. I need him to have joy and abundant life. I can't have those things on my own. I don't know. I need him. Right, bub?
Right.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in all conversations. Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free. sweet baby.
About 2.5 years ago, I remember praying to God, Lord, what are you going to do with my career? When do I get to start my career? And that very day, I remember I was outside and I was turning on the hose to play with my kids. And I remember him speaking to that moment, highlighting it to me, saying that motherhood and doing this, playing with my kids, was going to be my career. And I was so excited, but also so defeated, because I was like, that doesn't even make any sense. I don't understand. But now I can look back and I can see that this was the best thing. And yes, there are hard days there, but I love this and I'm so thankful that he chose this for me. Take a deep breath. Look. Oh my goodness. There's all these rocks that fell off the mountain. We need to pick up all the rocks and put them back on the mountain. Okay? So this is the mountain, okay? So pick up the rocks with me. Yes, because we're going to have a good day today. We're not going to have a bad day. And then at the end of picking up all the rocks and putting them on the mountain, you get a trophy. You want a trophy?
I want to go.
Look at you go. Good job. Eli, come sit on that pillow, please. Joey, you sit on this pillow. Joshy, you can sit on this pillow, baby, if you decide to sit. So we're going to do Mark 12:30. Say that.
Mark 12:30.
Love the Lord your God.
Love the Lord your God.
With all your heart.
With all your heart.
With all your soul.
With all your soul.
And with all your mind. And with all your strength. We're going to move on to this one. Do you know what today is? Circle time looks different week to week, but especially this month where we are going to be moving, I am going to drop the formal curriculum with my oldest during naps, and instead I'm going to be doing collaborative homeschooling. So I'm going to try to do homeschooling with all of the kids kind of together, doing something similar but with different levels. I haven't fully figured this out, but I have some ideas that I'm running in my head, things like games like bingo, or maybe one day will be like an iPad day where they'll get 30 or 40 minutes where they get to work on Khan Academy, learning things, but individually. Or I'll do maybe some handwriting stuff with them, just small things that don't require a ton of focus, but things that would still be good for them for language arts and math. Following circle time, I decided that I was going to attempt to do the formal curriculum of The Good and the Beautiful with my oldest, and this was the day that I decided that it was a bad idea to continue to try to do that during the move. So I decided that unless the kids ask for it, I'm not going to do that. But after that, we did our lunchtime and naps, and that was pretty much the big chunk of our homeschooling part of the day. I am super excited to get to share this journey with you of our big move to Virginia. So I hope that you will click that subscribe button. Please click that like button if you haven't already. That helps me out with the algorithm. And yeah, hopefully I will see you on the next one.